Hashtag Marc Stuart Media is hashtag the Scottish medium. Hashtag Marc Stuart Medium is hashtag the Scottish medium.
I think my microphone wasn't working for the little introduction, so let me just repeat myself.
If the microphone was working, apologies. Basically, my name is Marc Stuart. I am a Scottish-based church-trained spiritual medium. I'm working with my wife, who is chairing me tonight. So that's Ying, in case you see her typing. We do this twice a week, out at the weekend. Tonight, Friday, Saturday morning, depending on where you are in the world, and 8:30 UK time on the Sunday. So that's tomorrow, our time zone. It may be 2 days, your time zone. Adjust times to your own local times. Just going to give you a quick update if you're a regular on bits and pieces and explain how we work. I'll then do an opening prayer. I will then do a spiritual address and then get through that as quickly as possible. That helps me to tune in to the people that want messages. And then we'll give as many messages as we can. We work strictly for 1 hour. So what usually happens is we get started and then people start logging on as they see what we're doing. And we get more and more requests towards the end of the hour. But just to warn you in advance, we stop after 1 hour, give or take a few minutes. Okay. So how do we work? There are two ways to get messages tonight. You can either get it by text by typing in the chat. Ying will then put your name into what we call the spiritual box. Basically, she writes your name down, she puts them into the box, she shakes it all about, and then she draws you out one at a time. So basically, if you want it by text and if you want a message, it comes randomly. This was filmed last year, but that is the box and that is the methodology. The quicker way and the better way to get a message is to do it by video. Now, we have already posted this a few times, but let me just do it again. If you take that link, which hasn't come, so let me just get that again. The joys of technology. Copy that link into either Chrome or Firefox. Only Chrome or Firefox, it will only work. Let Ying know that you're going to do it so that I know to expect you. There is a time delay between me speaking and you receiving it. It varies week by week, minimum 10 seconds, maximum 30 to 40 seconds. And it does impact on the ability to give an accurate and decent message because I'm sitting here twiddling my thumbs waiting to get, can you take that person? Whereas with video, it's live, it's instantaneous. And if you look at, we've been doing it since the end of last year. Not everybody wants to be broadcast live, so understand that. Not trying to force you to do it, but you will get a longer, better reading, and you've got a better chance of getting a reading tonight if you go for a video link, because it's not a case of prioritize. It's just a simple bone fact. It makes it much easier for me to work with you. Okay. So that's how we work. Let's get into the main gist of the evening. So I'm going to go and do a prayer. So if everybody would please get ready to join me. We take this very seriously. We're not a church, just to be absolutely clear, but I do try to work as closely as I can under church conditions. So if everybody would please join me in a prayer. Dear Father, Mother, Spirit, thank you for bringing us together. Thank you for opening the door to the other side. Please allow Spirit to come forward for messages for anyone who does need them. And please allow those spirits to come forward for everybody that's just here for a quick reading. I know that everybody feels as though they need a reading, but there are some people that really do need readings. So please, if they're about, guide them to us tonight. Thank you. Amen. Okay, so I'm now going to give you what we call a quick spiritual address. I'd like you to think about two questions. Not two questions, two pieces of music, two very famous pieces of music. One's called When a Child is Born, sung by Johnny Mathis, and one is that I was listening to earlier called It's Beautiful Sound by Neil Diamond. Now, what both of these pieces of music have in common is that they're singing about something, but they don't tell you what it is they're singing about. Okay, it's a sound or it's a child. But for Johnny Mathis, doesn't actually tell you who the child is. And Neil Diamond doesn't actually tell you what the sound is. Now, I want to show you a video. This is a video of some deer running through grass, pretty much in a straight line, like us, running in our straight lines. and there's a drone or a camera up above them, and that's spirit. So I want you to imagine that this is spirit watching us. We're the people that are running, listening to the messages, the songs, the sounds, without really paying attention to work out what they mean, because we're too busy going in a straight line. Now, that's pretty much why people go to mediums to get messages, because spirit comes forward that's able to see the total picture, able to give them a message, because they can see ahead. They can see the fence that these deer are running into, and hopefully give them a message that they can maybe change direction. The spirit does not predict the future, but if you're running towards a fence, and if you don't stop, and if you run into the fence, well, that's okay, maybe that is predicting the future, but you know what I mean? There's a differentiation. So we can open up our eyes and we can look around, stand up, stop running, look ahead, see the fence, or listen to the message that we're given, the song about the sound or the song about the child, and work out for a few moments what that actual message means to us, to the singer, and just put it all into context. Okay, so thank you for your patience. So I am going to come to the first person for a message. No one has asked for a message. So does anybody that's watching us want to receive a message? If you do, you have to type and ask for a message. If nobody asks for a message, then we won't do any messages. Seriously, people, if nobody comes forward, hi, hello to everybody we know. Okay, Claire, now Claire, do you want a message by text or do you want to get a message by video? If I give you a message by text, there'll be a time delay. If I give you a message by video, it'll be a lot easier. But you have to use that link that I just posted. So let me just post the link again for you. So Claire, I'll give you a few seconds to make your mind up. Which do you want? Do you want it by text or do you want it face-to-face by video? So if you want it by text, Claire, copy that into either Chrome or Firefox. If you want a text message, just say text, and I'll know not to hang around waiting for you. Sorry, I don't understand what you mean by demo, Claire. So do you want a text message or do you want a video message, Claire?
You can give to the Christine Dunfermline. She wants a video.
Okay, Christine. I'll come back to you later, Claire. Christine, if you want to copy and put that link into either Chrome or Firefox. So Chrome or Firefox, Christine. So Claire, if you still want to put it in, Claire, if you want a message as well, either say text for text message or put the link into Chrome or Firefox. So whichever one of you gets here first is going to get the message. If you're having problems, let us know. So Christine, I'm not sure what you're saying, Claire. No, thank you, medium demonstration. Not sure if that means you just want to watch or if that means that you want a message. Right, Claire. Take that link, copy it and paste it, go to either Chrome or Firefox, which is a browser, put it in where you would put the website and press return, and then just follow the instructions. Failing that, I'll start giving you a text message, Christine, but I don't want to sort of like start giving you a text message and then have to go back. So Christine, do you have Chrome or Firefox as a browser? Just give me a yes or a no. Okay, Christine, I'm just going to give you a text message then, because obviously, let's see where we go. Okay, Christine, I've got a man coming forward. I would say age late 60s, early 70s. He's got dark hair that's beginning to grey, sort of maybe half grey. So darkish hair, half greyed out. Not wearing glasses, but I think he struggled. So I think he struggled. I think what he's showing me, Christine, is he's struggling with his eyesight, but he's not wearing glasses. So Christine, can you take a man in his late 60s, early 70s, darkish hair that's sort of like a third half greyed out, turning grey. He is squinting with his eyes. Don't think he wore, as I said, I don't think he wore glasses, but he's showing his eyes like this. Maybe an aversion. It may be that he had problems in bright sunlight with his eyes, or it may be that the water, but definitely sort of squinting his eyes like that. But as I say, I'm not seeing him wearing glasses. I think that is an identifying issue with him. Like maybe people were telling him to wear glasses and he wouldn't wear glasses, or he had glasses and he wouldn't wear them. So Christine, can you recognize this man? So Christine, there's a time delay. Can you recognize this man? So Christine, can you recognize a man, late 60s, early 70s, didn't wear glasses, but squinting his eyes? Right, now Christine, I'm not sure if that's you telling me that you can't log on, or if that's you telling me that you're not sure about the man. So can you clarify, please? Have you heard what I'm telling you? I've got a man here, late 60s, early 70s, dark hair that's about a third half going grey, and something about his eyesight. Like I say, I don't think he was wearing glasses, or if he had glasses, he wasn't wearing them. Maybe people were telling him to wear glasses, and he's squinting his eyes. Right, so maybe the squinting is your eyes, but can you understand a man? Late 60s, early 70s, right? You're saying not sure for the man, then let me see what else we can get. He's showing me him wearing a heavy coat. That may be the time of year when he died. It may be a very specific coat, but it's like a sort of woolenish coat, like a sort of woolly coat. It's a long coat. Not seeing anything. He's not suffering from any kind of arthritis or walking. I think he was still quite physically able when he passed. I may have got the age maybe slightly off. I'm not 100%. I'm not usually 100% accurate with the age, but if I met him, looking at him, I would say, I mean, I'm in my mid-50s, so I feel that he's about 10 years older than me, so I don't know, Christine, it could be anybody. I'm not getting any feelings that is related to you, so it could be family, it could be a friend. Just think of, can you recognize a man in spirit, late 60s or older, but not much older? Christine, it doesn't work like that. Until I know that I've got a connection with you, I can't go onto the message. So you're going to have to work with me. Can you recognize who this man is? Unless you can recognize who the man is, I won't get more. So you said you weren't sure. I'm going to open this up to see if anybody else can understand who this man is, unless you can work out who this man is. So like I say, it may be your squinting eyes, but I think it was his eyesight. Not wearing glasses, squinting eyes, wearing a heavy coat. Now, that may be the time of year when he passed. I get the feeling that he's quite physically not weak when he passed. He's drawing again, he's drawing his hand to his face, just under the eye. Now, that may be the eyes again, but spirit works through my hands. And I've got my left hand. It may be something with his left hand, but I'm drawing just the one hand up to the left side of my face. So, Christine, can you recognize who this is? If you're not sure, just say not sure. And I'll open it up and see if anyone else can recognize him. I don't like doing that, but this is the first message that I'm giving. So it might be possible that I've got a spirit coming forward for the wrong person. So, Christine, can you recognize this man? Give me some feedback. Right, okay. Don't disappear, Christine. I might come back to you. Can anyone else recognize a man? So just to summarize, this is a man who is in his late 60s, early 70s. Now, Cafe, it doesn't work that way. You have to ask for a message. So, late 60s, early 70s, short hair, dark hair, but about a third to half greyed out. And I don't think he wore glasses, but something about the eyes. It may be that he needed to wear glasses, but he wouldn't wear them. He's squinting his eyes like that. Maybe it may be something to do with sunlight. I get the feeling it's maybe something like sunlight. He can't take something in the eyes that he maybe can't take direct light or direct sunlight. And he wasn't, he's not in a wheelchair. He's not using a walking stick. And it's, like I say, maybe I get the feeling he had a sudden death as well. He wasn't fading away. He was quite active, quite fit. So can anyone recognize this man? Right, there's only 4 people here. So I'm going to ask the spirit to step back. Now, just to be absolutely clear, if you need a message, you need to type in the text box, can I have a message? Because that's how we connect with spirit for you. I don't answer questions, so don't put any questions forward. These are just short messages, 2-3 lines of evidence, and then a message. But I do need to confirm the connection with somebody before I can give the message to somebody, in case I'm giving the wrong message to somebody. Right, okay, I want to ask the spirit to step back and see who else is coming forward. So again, just to repeat, everybody, this is a lot easier if you go for a video link. So if you want a video, face-to-face live message, it is a lot easier for me to work if I can communicate with you directly without time delays. And the time delays do make it difficult. Also, sometimes we go to the wrong people doing that. So if you want that, copy that link into Chrome or Firefox only, and let us know that you're doing it. Right, coming to Cafe Rossi. Cafe Rossi. Okay, Cafe, I've got a woman coming forward. She's about, I would think late 40s, early 50s. She looks I get the feeling she's younger than me, and I'm in my mid-50s. So late 40s to maybe mid-50s. Dark hair, very dark hair. Oh, and something about her breathing. And she just made it very difficult for me to breathe. Oh, I really, really struggled to breathe there. So a woman, dark hair, round about 50, give or take maybe 5 years in either direction. And I get the feeling she passed whatever she either had breathing problems that helped her to pass, or she had maybe, I get the feeling that it's not like asthma. It's not as though I'm sort of out running and then finding it difficult to breathe. This was just suddenly I couldn't breathe. So, Kathy, can you recognize this woman? So again, people, this is an example of why I prefer to work with the videos, because we've got time delays. So Kathy, if you're still with me, give me a yes, no, if you can recognize this woman, and if you can recognize bits of what I'm giving you. Right, okay, we're not having a good night tonight. So Kathy, maybe widen the thought process. It doesn't have to be like your sister. It could be anybody that you know that could be coming forward to speak to you. I get the feeling this is a woman that you know as opposed to a family member. So maybe widen the thought process as to who you're thinking about. Can you recognize anybody? So, Kathy, widen the thought process. Can you recognize who this woman is? I'm getting a name. Now, this may not necessarily be her name, but I'm getting the name Louise. It may be somebody that's connected to you or somebody that was connected to her. Right, okay, Kathy, I'm sorry. I'm going to have to open this up then. So, can anyone recognize a woman, give or take 5 years, of 50? A name Louise. It may not be the person's name, but there's a name that she's giving Louise to help identify her or identify why she's coming forward. Can you recognize anyone that's watching? Can you recognize this woman? And severe breathing problems. I'm just going to give this a few seconds before I ask her to step back. Right, I'm going to ask her to step back. Now I'm coming to Louise. So, hello, Louise, can you hear me okay? Hello, Louise, can you hear me? Louise, I can see you. Can you see me and can you hear me?
Yes.
You're going to need to speak up a wee bit, Louise.
Yes.
Okay, I'm struggling to hear you, to be honest, but I can hear you. Right, I've got two people coming forward, a man and a woman together. Very close. Maybe married or maybe brother, sister, but they're definitely related and definitely very close together. Both quite elderly. He's older than the woman. Get the feeling he had problems walking. I'm not saying he couldn't walk, but as he got older, he was using a walking stick or a Zimmer. She's got wavy or curly hair. He's got drawing attention to his head for some reason. Either he's bumped his head or he's had head issues. Can you recognize who this couple is?
No.
Okay. They're both in their 70s at least. She's wearing some sort of hat. She's drawing attention to the fact that she wears a hat. Something to do with, to identify them, something to do with sports. Now, they certainly weren't playing sports at the age that they're showing, but there's something, some association or something liking, or you maybe knew them through this, or they supported you to do this, or they encouraged you, like some sort of sporting activity. They're not showing me what it is. Or keep fit. If it's not sport, it's keep fit. And something about the man's lips. He's making my lips very, very dry. Could be like dry, crinkly lips before he passed. Any of this help you to identify who this is, who this couple are?
I have no idea.
Okay. It may be that you knew one of them. Like you were aware of both of them. But I get the feeling that you knew one of them more than the other one. I don't think it's your grandparents or anything like that. It's not somebody that's close to you, like a relation. But you definitely knew them, or you were aware of them.
Maybe some deceased parents, some deceased
Sorry, you're going to speak up,
relatives.
please, because we really can't hear you.
Maybe some deceased relatives.
Say that again. You're going to have to shout because I really can't hear you.
Maybe some deceased relatives.
Something to do with the lady. Are you saying you recognize the lady?
No, I don't recognize anyone.
So you don't recognize either of them?
No.
Right, let me see what else they'll give me. We're going back to your childhood. So you definitely knew one or both of them in your childhood. Something to do with black shoes.
Black shoes?
Yeah. I just asked them to give me something that you can recognize them with, and they put black shoes in my head. Now that was like you were either wearing black shoes or one of them wore black shoes. I remember, think of this like a child looking at somebody's black shoes and sticking in your mind. That's what they're putting in my head.
I don't remember my childhood.
Think back to your earlier memories. They definitely
Now I got a microphone.
Okay, that's better. I can hear you. So think back to the earliest memories you've got. So round about that time period, they definitely think that you should be able to identify one of them, if not both of them. Like it's like a couple that one of them is close to you, or that you associate with one of them, but you knew them as a couple. And like I say, something about black shoes. It's a memory, it's an image, it's something that happened. Like the gut feeling I'm getting, it's like a bit. What they're doing is they're putting the black shoes in my, like close up to me, like the way that I like if you were. I mean, I know you say you've got no child memories, but it's looking at the black shoes like a child. Like you're remembering somebody because of their shoes. or something's happened with black shoes. This is something round about these black shoes to identify them.
I wore black shoes when I was little.
Right, so go back to when you were little then. It's a couple. Like I say, I'm not sure if it's a married couple or if it's brother-sister, but they're definitely very close together, definitely related. It's the man that I think you recognise, or it's the man that you should recognise, but you're aware of the woman as well. That's what they're making me feel.
Maybe some deceased relatives.
Say that again, I didn't quite catch that.
Maybe some deceased relatives.
Deceased relatives?
Maybe some deceased relatives.
I got the relatives, I didn't get the first word. Louise, give me the first word again.
Deceased.
You mean dead?
Yes.
Louise, I'm a spiritual medium. I only bring spirits forward from people that have passed. So these are people that are dead. No ifs, no buts. They're on the other side.
Yes, I know that they are dead, but
Right.
I don't remember them.
Right. Okay. Well, I'm going to see why they're coming forward. Because they're absolute definite. They're definitely here for you. There's no ifs or buts about it. Is there something going on? Something about something physical. I mean, something you can touch that's green, that's giving you problems just now. Like
Money?
no, it's not money. It's something very physical. It's an object, like something that's not working or something that you've got to do something about. If it's not colored green, there's green around it.
Maybe my TV? My TV needs
Is your
repair.
TV green? Is either, I mean, it's very specific. It's the color green. Is your television either green or is there green, like is there like a green carpet or green wallpaper? But whatever it is that they're drawing attention to, it's something physical that is either green or surrounded by the color green.
My house has a lot of plants.
This is something physical. Like machine, I mean, it could be a television, something that's either not working or there's an issue with. But like I say, it's the object is either green or the color green is around it.
The only object that needs repairs right now is my TV.
Right. So is there green around? Is the color green somehow associated with your TV?
I don't know.
Well, is that a yes or no, Louise? Is your television either color green or is there green around your television? Like, is your television on a green carpet or is there a green object on your television?
Let me see. Well, my what's the name? My I forgot the name. My wow, here is green.
Right.
And my
your
television.
Right. So your television is near to the green wall. Is that what you're saying?
And there is like a green sofa and a green chair.
Right. So just to be absolutely clear, there's green objects and a green wall around your television.
There was, but I moved my television to my bedroom.
Right.
Now my
Okay.
bedroom doesn't have the green wall, but the
Right.
television was in the green wall.
Right. Fine. Okay. That's fine. So we've identified what they're talking about. Let me see why. Was the television working before you moved it?
Yeah, she was working before I moved the television to my
Okay.
bedroom.
Right. Okay. I don't know what's wrong with your television set, but it's got something to do with the fact that you moved it. So either there's something that I don't know. I mean, I'm not a television expert, but there's something that you haven't moved with it, or there's something that you've done with it when you moved it. So that's what they're drawing attention to. Either move the television back to the green. I mean, I don't think that's going to fix it. But whatever it is you did when you moved it, like there's either something that you haven't moved with it, or there's something that you've done to it when you moved it. They think that you should be able to get it working again.
Oh, okay.
Right? Like, for example, I mean, I don't know. This is not them. I'm just thinking out loud. Have you pulled the plug out and you've maybe caused the fuse to go or something like that? But
Okay.
just investigate what you did when you moved it. Investigate around where it was. Think outside of the box. But it's definitely the TV. They're laughing at you in terms of the TV not working, and you think that you need to get a repairman. So I'm going to leave you with that. Okay? And don't give up on the couple. You will think, just once we're stopped, they're pretty sure that you will recognize them.
Okay. Can I ask a question,
No,
or
I'm
this
sorry.
just
I'm
a?
not doing questions. These are just short messages.
Oh,
Evidence
okay.
of who, why they want to come forward, things like that. If you want to get a private reading, which you can get an hour and messages, then that's fine. But I'm just going to leave you with them. Whoever they are, they're sending love. So just think back. Like I say, maybe you say that you can't remember your childhood. Is there anybody that does remember your childhood that you could speak to?
Maybe my mother.
Well, go speak to your mother then. Like I said, they're pretty adamant that you should recognize them. Black shoes, maybe it was you that was wearing the black shoes to identify when. Just see, they're sure that if you do a wee bit of investigation or if you do a wee bit of memory, you're going to be able to identify who they are. So I'll leave you with that.
Oh, okay. So I leave the string now.
Yeah. So I'm just going to leave you. Then if you close your browser down, if you want to continue to watching it, do it on Facebook. Okay?
Okay.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay, so coming to Charmaine Leach. Charmaine. Charmaine, I've got... Okay, hello, Charmaine. So again, Charmaine, if you want to go for video, I can get a much better reading if you want to go for video, but let me just get the link again for you. So Charmaine, if you copy that link into either Firefox or Chrome, I can do it on video. But in the meantime, let me see who's coming forward. Somebody that drives, before they went into spirit, a very small car. A woman. So a woman, quite elderly, and she used to drive a very small car. Now, I'm terrible with car makes, so something about the size of a Mini or a Ford Fiesta. it's a small, it's I get the feeling it's even smaller than a hatchback. So it's a very small car. And she used to drive it around everywhere. Very elderly. Female. Grey hair, short, curly hair. Possible hearing problems. Right, so, Charmaine, think of a woman, elderly, sort of bushy but short, curly hair. I'm not saying she was deaf, but she definitely had hearing problems. We'll come back to the car in a minute. But female, elderly, short, curly, bushy hair, hearing issues. So can you recognize this woman? So Charmaine, can you recognize the woman without the car? I'll see why she gave me the car in a minute. Right. Okay, Charmaine, I'm going to have to open this up. I'm really sorry that this doesn't usually happen. Can anyone recognize a woman who drove a small car? I mean, she drove it everywhere. That's what she's showing me, her in the car, driving around. So, and possibly a hearing problem. So, a woman in a car, small car, and possibly a hearing problem. Hearing aid. So again, can anyone recognize this? So, woman, hearing difficulties, small car. Can anyone recognize this? So can anyone recognize a woman, hearing difficulties, small car, quite elderly, short, curly, bushy hair? It's definitely small. So it could be, but like I say, it's got an engine. It's got wheels. She's driving it on the road. She's driving it everywhere. And it's very, very small. I mean, my first gut instinct was it was like a Mini Cooper. But it's whatever it is that she's driving, it's big enough to be on the road like a car, but it's tiny. But she's driving it everywhere. I mean, she's driving it backwards, forwards, up the street, down the street. So again, depending on the size of the mobility scooter, it's not something she's going to put on the pavement. Let's put it that way. Right. Okay. So again, opening this up, can anyone recognize this? So can anyone recognize a woman in a car, very, very small, wavy, bushy, curly, short, sort of curly hair, and definitely a hearing aid or hearing problem? Right, I'm sorry, people, but unless somebody can come back, I'm going to ask her to step back. I'm just going to very quickly deal with one. Katrina, I've absolutely no idea what you're saying with source, and I don't want to be rude, but I am a spiritual medium. I give messages from people that have passed over to the other side. Usually I'm able to make connections a lot better than this. I don't recognize what you mean by source. I'm not going to use the word nonsense because I don't want to criticize your religious beliefs. I'm going to take that as religious beliefs. But I am very specific. I bring spirit come forward. I talk through them, and I don't do nonsense or fortune telling messages, which word terminology like that is what I think you're leading into. So I'm going to close things down, people. I'm really sorry tonight. I've been struggling. Not usually this bad, usually able to make stronger connections than this. But thank you for your attention. I'm just going to do a closing prayer and bring us to a close. So if you would join me, please, in a closing prayer. Dear Father, Mother, Spirit, thank you for bringing us together. Please, on Sunday, give us stronger energies and stronger connections. Please take the energy that we've generated tonight, send it out into the world to do some good. Thank you. Amen. Katrina, no problem. Sorry. It's just that when I saw that, like I say, I'm pretty specific. But thank you, everybody. Good night.